set to get us started here, and off we go from MetLife Stadium. Takes it at the 7. Detroit gets set to go on offense, and it will be the 7th-year pro out of Cal, Jared Goff, leading the attack in his 2nd season as a Lion.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. And he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Right to the air, here's Goff. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
But we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Now Goff. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. 3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Here's Goff. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And the Jets will take over. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They'll be led out by the 2nd-year man from The Ohio State University, Justin Fields.
Coming out of Ohio State, one of the top prospects in the NFL draft, and it was so big that they moved up in the draft to get him, to make sure that they had him. And boys, he got the full package. Loves the game, big-time arm, 4.4 speed, so good that another quarterback prospect said to him, "What's it feel like to run 4.4? Everybody wants to be that fast."
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 23 carries, 82 yards.
Well, to no one's surprise, he gets an early rep right there, and they've been playing their best ball this season as they built this winning streak. And that includes the ground game, where he's kept the offense productive and put them in position to win ball games. The question now is, can this defense that he's facing do what others haven't and finally put a stop to this streak?
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs. The Jets at 10-3 on the year. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Another run here with Dobbins. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. From the 39, Fields. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now it's Fields. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. There's Charles Harris getting home for the sack. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, And how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. To throw is Fields. And this is incomplete. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Now Fields. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
It always helps when a visiting team to set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talk about prior to the game, they say they want this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the Lions will take over. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And connecting here with DJ Shark. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern, because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Gone. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. From the 50, it's Goff. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. Goff throwing again. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. This defense for the Jets, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game. And I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
3rd and long. It's Goff. And that will be incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. So we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC as the Jets come back out on offense. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
Now Dobbins again on second down. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down. They'll go again with Dobbins. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to fourth down.
Well, they got off the field on third down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Here's the Jets punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And a fair catch called for and taken right on the midfield stripe. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over first and 10. Meanwhile, NFL scoreboard check. Interesting one going on at Houston. And the early going, it's the Texans out in front. That one clearly still early, but that would be a bit of a surprise. Flush to his right, and he wisely will throw that one away. After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. From the gun, here's Goff. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Now they face a third and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now it's Goff. And that's incomplete. Here's Jack Fox on to punt. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And New York set to take the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here first and 10. A shotgun snap, Fields. And that is incomplete. After the incompletion, here's second and 10 from the 20. Out of the gun, Fields. A quick throw, but incomplete. They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, third and 10. Here's Fields. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And he is stopped just short on third down. Got 9 yards, but needed 10. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy. And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make. Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And it will be first and 10 as they take over. And Detroit back in possession of the football. And, partner, I know so far, and we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard? I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
Well, I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Throwing on third, Goff. He's going to take another shot here. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance.
Well, not too long ago, Charles, that would have been a new NFL record. But instead, it's shy of setting the record, which is 66, but still from 65 away, one of the longest kicks in league history.
And that puts him in elite company in the NFL. Only a few have ever even attempted that, let alone put it through the post. How about his moment? It came together for him, and he delivered.
On first down, it's Fields.
He's going to float this one deep right side. He's got a man complete.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25. Well, CD, when you combine accuracy with a big arm, you get throws like that. And Justin Fields may very well be making these kinds of plays at the pro level for years to come.
And that's how you start a drive, because you know they had this play in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity. Unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
On first and 10, it's Dobbins.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
Fields now to throw.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a home. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they've got it with a third down coming up.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins.
And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
But they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Back to throw. Fields.
This is caught. Touchdown, Jets.
J.K. Dobbins
hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season.
And the Jets have taken the lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that's the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a Jet touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. The final 4 weeks of the NFL season are upon us, and we got some intriguing matchups in prime time tonight. Patriots and Raiders, that's in Vegas. Josh McDaniels taking on his former employer there. And then Monday Night Football, the Rams and Packers from what should be a frosty Lambeau Field at 8:15 Eastern Time, 7:15 locally there in Green Bay.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. They'll run with Hunt on second down. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Holding, offense.
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. Hunt will try going up the middle, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Goff now looks to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. So it's another sack for the rookie. And Charles, I have to think that people are starting to get second thoughts about where this guy should be playing on the football field. I mean, right now, he's about as good of a pass rusher as there is in the league.
Yeah, and you have to remember that when he was taken with their high pick, it was this sort of a guy who was going to roam the middle of the field. But I love your observation, your analysis right there. I think you're right on target. He's shown an incredible ability to get after the quarterback.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away.
And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Fields.
And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. A give up the middle to Dobbins.
And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a first at the Lions' 22.
On 3rd down, here's Dobbins.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
44 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL and picking up first downs, and they get the conversion here. I think a lot of that is due to how they win on 1st and 2nd down, because that leaves them 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable. A lot easier to pick them up then, isn't it?
Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's Fields.
And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7.
On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets.
J.K. Dobbins hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year.
And they're able to add on to their advantage.
So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to have a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. Goff. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Daxton Hill picks it off.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Jet touchdown.
But no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick six.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And it's 21-3. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. But now this offense comes back out onto the field. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3. That discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum.
Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a fifth, barring a conversion here on third down. He's airing it out for Williams. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Here's Jack Fox now
as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
J.K. Dobbins leading the way as the offense returns to the field.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The Jets on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Zerline good with a PAT, and the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher, 3rd and 6.
Well, that was not what you would call straight line pursuit for a middle linebacker to make this play. He's got to work his way through the clutter to get to the ball carrier on the outside, and he does exactly that. That's called avoiding the trash.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. He's airing it out for Williams. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And the Jets will take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36.
From the gun, here's Fields.
A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. They'll begin the drive with Hunt. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10.
Holding. Offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Handoff up the middle, Hunt. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
He's airing it out for Williams. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on here to punt it away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Dobbins running out of the gun. Down inside the 40. And he was brought down by big Levi Onwuzurike.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6. They'll try the draw here with Dobbins.
And he gets it down to the 32.
67 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthinking. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the 1st down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now it's Fields.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. To throw is Fields. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Fields. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one.
We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Fields. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. This just 32 yards officially from the right hash. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So everything else has gone right in this first half. Kind of follows that it would for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. The Lions now taking over late in this first half. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
2nd and 10. Goff again. Looking sideline, and he's going to have his man as he was able to walk the tightrope there for the completion. This time they stay on the ground. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down.
Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. And the Jets going to go on offense one last time in this first half. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room.
And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. So we've hit halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the home team, the Jets, leading this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll start up at Highmark Stadium, just outside of Buffalo, where it was the Bills who pick up the victory at home. Devin Singletary, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. From there, we head to the Big Easy, check on the Saints at home in the Superdome. And at this point, they trail the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Drake London, up near 100 yards receiving with a touchdown as well. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And in that one, it's the visiting Giants who have the lead. The Giants trying to gut this one out, as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Lions. And they will need to get this passing game in gear, because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Jets, we check out their numbers on the ground, as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
And the Jets set to receive this 3rd quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. And the Jets head out on offense here to start this 3rd quarter.
And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Throwing out left and finding Likely. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards there on the catch and run. The Partners still in the third quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the fourth quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
Fields on first down. No hesitation, goes right back to Likely. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. From the 38, Fields. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
That looked great when he first took off because in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with this 4th down call.
Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. 4th and inches in plus territory. That seemed like a prime spot to go for.
It certainly did, and there's so many things that go into it. Are you too far away for a field goal, but not far away to punt it? Do you just feel like your offense is better? I just think in today's NFL, offense feels like it has to take care of the football, has to keep the ball, because scoring is up. You better maximize every possession. You trust your offense more than you trust your defense in today's league.
101 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Here's a give to Dobbins. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Fields going to keep it running left. Fighting his way in for a Jets touchdown. Justin Fields keeping it himself from 8 yards out. And the Jets take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And Charles, we haven't even hit the fourth quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10.
At their own 25-yard line. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. His throw incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Off play action. Here's Goff. Looking deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Now Goff. And that will be